Imagine someone so famous, so loved, that millions of people felt like they knew him personally. A man who represented success, charm, and the American dream. Now imagine that same man standing at the center of one of the most shocking murder trials in history. Before we begin, if you're into long-form, cinematic true crime, stay with me. This story isn't just about a case. It's about fame, power, and how quickly public perception can collapse. In the early 1990s, O.J. Simpson wasn't just a celebrity. He was the celebrity. A legendary NFL running back. A Hall of Famer. A charismatic TV personality. A pitchman smiling from commercials and movie screens. People trusted him. They admired him. They rooted for him. He wasn't seen as dangerous. He was seen as safe, familiar, almost untouchable. To the public, O.J. lived a dream life. Luxury homes. Money. Access. Fame everywhere. He had transitioned from sports into Hollywood, becoming a regular face in movies and television. He joked with talk show hosts, signed autographs, smiled for cameras. This was not a man people questioned. Behind that image, cracks existed, quiet ones. A turbulent marriage. Police visits that rarely made headlines. Whispers of control, jealousy, and explosive arguments. Nothing that destroyed the image. Not yet. Because when someone is famous enough, warning signs don't look like danger. They look like rumors. Like drama. Like something the public chooses to ignore. Then, on the night of June 12, 1994, everything stopped. 2 people were found brutally murdered outside a home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. And within hours, the name no one expected began to surface. Not a stranger. Not a shadowy figure. But one of the most recognizable men in America. Long before the murders, there was tension that never fully disappeared. Behind closed doors, O.J.'s relationship with Nicole Brown Simpson was volatile. Friends noticed fear. Neighbors heard arguments. Police were called to the house multiple times, documenting incidents that seemed personal at the time. Each report faded into the background, because O.J. wasn't treated like an ordinary man. He was famous. Nicole tried to create distance. She moved, rebuilt her life, tried to step out from under the shadow of someone the world adored. But separation didn't bring peace. The control lingered. The jealousy followed. Those closest to her later said she felt watched, trapped in a situation no one took seriously enough until it was too late. Investigators later saw a pattern: obsessive behavior, volatility, ownership that didn't disappear with divorce. The night of June 12, 1994 didn't feel historic at first. It felt quiet, a warm Sunday evening in Brentwood. Then the bodies were found. Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were discovered outside Nicole's home, brutally murdered. The scene was violent, chaotic, overwhelming. Investigators knew immediately this wasn't random. This was personal. As police reconstructed the timeline, attention moved fast. No forced entry. No robbery. No random struggle. Everything pointed inward. Then came the evidence: a bloody glove, footprints leading away, blood drops that didn't belong to the victims. The trail didn't vanish. It led straight to O.J. Simpson. What shocked people wasn't just the implication. It was how quickly the image shattered. Police wanted to question him. But O.J. didn't show up. Instead, the entire nation watched something unreal unfold. A white Ford Bronco, a slow-speed chase, live helicopters broadcasting as millions watched. O.J. wasn't running fast. He was running in front of everyone. Inside the car were cash, a disguise, and a gun. This wasn't confusion. This was collapse. From that point on, this wasn't just a murder case. It was a cultural event. Whatever the truth was, the trial ahead wouldn't just decide guilt or innocence. It would divide a nation. The courtroom became a stage. Cameras rolled. Commentators analyzed every move. Millions watched day by day. This wasn't just a legal battle. It was entertainment, politics, and public opinion colliding in real time. The prosecution believed the case was clear. Physical evidence connected O.J. to the scene. Blood samples, the infamous gloves, a timeline with little room for coincidence. To them, it was domestic violence escalating into murder. But the defense didn't just attack the evidence. They attacked trust. They questioned police conduct, raised allegations of racism within the lab, pointed to mishandled evidence and contamination. And they found a face for that argument: Mark Foreman. His credibility collapsed under scrutiny, and with it, the prosecution's narrative began to crack. Suddenly, the trial wasn't only about what happened that night. It was about whether the system itself could be trusted. Public opinion fractured. Some saw overwhelming evidence of guilt. Others saw a man framed by a broken, biased system. Every moment was debated, every sound bite replayed. Then came the glove. When O.J. struggled to pull it on in front of the jury, the moment froze in history. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. That single image reshaped the case. The country wasn't watching to learn the truth anymore. It was watching to see which version of reality would win. On October 3, 1995, the courtroom fell silent. After less than 4 hours of deliberation, the jury returned a verdict that stunned the world: not guilty. Cheers erupted in some places. Shock and disbelief spread in others. Across America, people were glued to televisions, reacting to what felt like a turning point. For some, it was proof a powerful system could be challenged. For others, it was a failure so massive it felt impossible to accept. There was no shared reality anymore. Legally, O.J. Simpson walked free. Socially, he never did. The image of America's golden man was gone. Endorsements vanished. Hollywood doors closed. Friends faded. But the story didn't end. A civil trial followed. With a lower burden of proof, the result shifted. O.J. was found responsible for the deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman and ordered to pay massive damages. It wasn't prison, but it was judgment. The impact went far beyond one family. It changed how trials were televised, how celebrity intersected with justice, how race, policing, and power were discussed publicly. It forced people to confront an uncomfortable reality. Truth doesn't always decide outcomes. Context does. Perception does. Power does. So here's the final question. Was this a failure of justice or a reflection of a system under pressure? Because true crime isn't just about what happened. It's about what we choose to believe and why.